it's tough, right? Because if you subscribe to the theory of best player available or best talent available, if he's sitting there at 11, are you really going to talk yourself out of taking the best talent because he might be a tad redundant? Like, could you not flip the argument and say, well, yes, he might have a similar profile to Quinn Hughes, but having one Quinn Hughes is good. Imagine if we had two of them.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm just saying, like,
I know, but then people will be like, well, then you can trade him.
Sure, like good players are always good to have. I think that's a general rule of thumb.
But he doesn't get a chance to showcase himself.
We've seen
he doesn't get a chance to showcase himself doing the things that he does best.
We've seen countless examples in the NHL of redundancies in defensive pairings. In Toronto, it was Tyson Barrie doesn't work here because he does the stuff Morgan Riley does, but Morgan Riley does it better, so Tyson Barrie is kind of useless here, right?
Well, and then Tyson Barrie went to Edmonton, and they're like, well, we already got Bouchard here, so why don't you go to Nashville?
So the problem that you're talking about absolutely is real, and it exists at the NHL level. We've seen it countless times.
Burns and Karlsson, everyone thought those two were going to be incredible, and the Sharks were definitely going to be amazing. Well, they weren't.
So there's no slam dunk here, right? That's kind of the issue, is you're drafting for need, but you're also drafting for talent, regardless of need.
Yeah.
And at 11, you also have the massive X factor of the entire first 10 picks of the draft have to play out ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't have a lot of control of what lands to you at 11.
Well, it's actually funny because Jason, in his mock draft, has the Canucks passing on Zach Benson, and then Zach Benson going 12th overall to the Arizona Coyotes. And if that happens, that's going to be real interesting. Because from what I can tell, Zach Benson is maybe the player that Canucks fans, the types that follow prospects in the draft, are most excited about potentially falling to the Canucks. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not. I'm not saying that they're Canucks fans saying that Zach Benson is the best player in this draft. That's obviously Bedard.
Yeah.
But of the guys that could realistically fall to the Canucks at number 11, Benson is a player. Like, I know Drance loves Zach Benson, and Drance has a lot of people that will, say like, oh, well, Drance knows his stuff. So I like Zach Benson too. And Zach Benson's a terrific player. He's a really good player. Mm-hmm. Of the draft eligible players in the WHL, he might have been the second or third best player after Connor Bedard. So he is a pretty good player. And if the Canucks draft for what's perceived as need, overtaking a guy like Zach Benson, if he's available, we could have ourselves another situation where people are like, oh, this is another Matthew Tkachuk situation.